Hello, hello. Okay, so we're now going to focus on the push-up, all right? So we're going to go through these. There's a few regressions. I understand push-up, for someone that is nowhere near a push-up, it can seem like quite a long, a very long kind of like journey to get to the push-up. And it seems quite like, how the fuck am I ever going to do this, okay? But what I always say is regress to progress, okay? So the regressions that I'm going to show here or something that I want you to really work with and really focus on, again, because everything that we're doing in the program in terms of core movements, glute movements, upper body, kind of shoulder mobility movements, is always going to tie in with the push-up itself, and it's going to complement the push-up and almost act as an accessory for the push-up as well, okay? So understand before we start, like the push-up isn't just about all upper body and your, your arm strength. It's core, it's glutes, it's upper back, it's lats, it's your kind of scapular muscles as well have to really be engaged. So understand this as a whole whenever you're all performing your push-up or you want to perform your first push-up. It's not just about how strong your arms are, okay? Yes, obviously it helps, but it's not just the big part. There's a lot of things involved. So what I'm going to go through is 2 regressions, okay? So your first one I've written on the plan, you can go from the knees, okay? Again, this is a great way to strengthen the arms, strengthen the upper back without necessarily kind of like feeding into the lower back too much, okay? So from your full kind of plank position, I'll show it from this way. All I want you to simply do is just drop the knees to the floor, but you're going to maintain that kind of straight body, yeah? The mistake people make when they go from the knees is they do this, they stick their arse in the air and do this crap, okay? Don't want that. So from your plank position, drop the knees. And then from here, I want you to think about screwing your hands into the floor, yeah, like you're trying to take 2 lids off like a jam jar. So by screwing the hands in, our elbows become aligned with our ribs and we don't feed into the shoulder joint as much. And from here, the elbows fall back. We just hop the chest off the floor and we push back off, okay? Nice and controlled. Breathe on the effort. So imagine you're trying to spread the floor apart as you descend and then squeeze the floor together as you ascend, okay? So that's one regression. Your second regression, which is a little bit harder, is going to be your negative. So your negative push-up is simply going from the top to the bottom under control, the eccentric. So from here, again, everything stays the same. We're going to turn our hands in, but all we're going to do is control this portion. Okay, drop the knees to the floor and push back up. Control, 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 control. Knees, push. Where people go wrong with the negative is they go really, really well here, then they go, ugh. They just drop to the floor. All right. We want to think about being as strong as we can the whole way through that movement, even here where it's tough. Okay, because doing the push-up, that's where we need that strength. So negatives are a great way to build strength and kind of muscle in them areas without physically pushing too hard to do the full push-up. It's a great way to build strength and get your brain used to that movement pattern as well. Okay, so that's the negative. Another regression you can do, I like to do this if you're like, you've done negatives for a while and you feel you're getting pretty close to your full push-up, but you're not quite there yet, okay? And it's called progressive movement training. And all you'll need is something, varying in size, maybe 3 different sizes of, yoga blocks or your kettlebell, or even like a small ball, like a small lacrosse ball or something. Just something in varying like 3 different sizes that you can use to progressively train a movement pattern in the push-up. So what I mean by that is, let's say I use a 12 kilo kettlebell. So I'm only gonna go put my chest on the kettlebell and press back up. So I'm basically strengthening a range from the kettlebell to the top position. I'm not gonna be going any lower than this. Yeah, so obviously like I was saying, that's where it gets quite tough in that lower range. We're not gonna go near there yet. So what we can do is come into the push-up position here. We're gonna slowly lower, touch, push back off. Touch, push. So if you're someone that's nailing the negatives, you can do knee push-ups all day. This is going to be a great one to do, okay? It's going to basically train that movement and that pushing power as well, and keeping everything in your core really engaged. Make sure the shoulders are back, really keep the abs on, pushing off. When you're doing guts of 8 to 12 reps consistently in this range, then what we can do is make it a little bit shorter. So we have a yoga block. So you'll see that's considerably shorter than the kettlebell. So when we're getting 8 to 12 consistently, we can move this and we can restart at say 3 to 5. Okay, it's obviously gonna be a lot harder. So from here, again, same idea, shoulders over the hands, elbows pulled back, touch, push back off, okay? And again, all you're gonna be doing is building and adapting to this range. That's probably the lowest I'll ever go, and then you take that away and you should be doing at least 1 to 2 full push-ups, okay? But obviously that's a process. It's gonna take time, okay, to really train that range and then make it a little bit harder, okay? But it's a really, really, really great way to build to the full push-up, okay? So if any of you are maybe at that level, definitely do that variation in the workouts, okay? Hopefully it all makes sense. So they're your push-up regressions. Any issues, again, just let me know. Thank you all.